Hey, how's it? My name's Kilo. Welcome to the Chaos Effect Mind, and welcome back. I realized I didn't do an affirmation video today, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. I always say real quick, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. But anyway, I'm gonna hope to keep it real quick. We'll see. I pray y'all are well. I pray that everything is good with you all. Thank you again to anyone that has subscribed or commented on the video or interacted with my channel in any way. I really do appreciate you all. It is people like you who continue to keep my channel growing. And again, I do appreciate that because I really enjoy what I do here and I believe in what I do here. So I pray you all do too. Let's get to it. All right, it says passions. Pursuing my hobbies and unique interests is not a waste of time. My hobbies bring me pure inner joy, and my interests light up my spirit in fantastic ways. I dismiss societal pressure and simply allow myself to enjoy the things I like. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, hopefully. Anyway, I like how this looks like one of those drama masks, the drama mask emoji that has the flowers rooting out of her or them. And I was just talking to somebody about this today, people tend to say or if it's your caregivers or your parents or whoever, they tend to be like, oh, creativity, like you can't, how do you make money off creativity? You can't make money off creativity. And I was like, maybe they should have just believed in me a little bit more and encouraged me and instilled the confidence in me a little bit more to go ahead and do what I wanted to do back then, and just talking about parents in general, like if they didn't support you in whatever creative endeavors, because there's so many ways to be creative now, and there's so many different ways to make money now. There's just no reason. Here we have the unique power card coming out again. There's just no reason to be so one-track minded when it comes to the ways of making money. Like there's so many other ways to make money now, and that's just more of a lack and fear mindset of someone projecting their bullshit onto you when they say that you can't make money off of being creative. I feel like that's pretty dumb, and that's a very close thing to my heart. So not calling whoever dumb, but you dumb. Not really, just kidding. But yeah, unique powers says my uniqueness separates me from the monotony of others, and I find great joy in this. Blending in is no longer in my vocabulary. I will shine like the moon and stars over everyone I meet. I will never again let others diminish my light. And see, that's the same thing with being creative, right? Like nobody can quite. Oh my God, holy fuck, I'm so tired. No one can quite create in the way in which you do, right? So that makes it unique in and of itself. So encouraging that and pushing you towards creating more and trying different things and exploring things. Because again, if you think of something and you try it and it doesn't end up working out how you want it to, so fucking be it. But if you're told that no, you can't fucking do that, and you don't believe that you can do that, and then you don't do it, it's like, yeah, you're right. What is that quote? It's whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. And that's absolutely true. Bro, this card keeps coming out. It says, I am everlasting. I am an eternal being. All right, so again, you cannot die. You are everlasting life. In grace, you may choose to relax and allow your general transition back into your non-physical state of pure positive energy. Your natural state is foreverness. I think I at least stutter on this card one time when I read it. But yeah, your unique powers are everlasting, okay? I don't know how many times I can keep getting this card and reading the energy off of it. But yeah, your unique powers are everlasting. Your state is foreverness. So whether or not you choose to believe in your creativity, it's crazy. You create, holy shit, what am I trying to say? You create that pure non-physical state by creating and by pursuing your passions and by going after your hobbies or whatever you want to call them. I really don't like the word hobbies, you know what I mean? Because some of us are just multifaceted, right? Like we have a lot of things that we have interest in and a lot of things we like to try. And as a creative, I don't feel you should ever limit yourself to things you try as another creative, you know what I mean? And this card says, my future is not about my past. Life is only about now. Again, a similar message to the other day, and it says, nothing that has ever happened has anything to do with now, unless in my now I continue to think and speak about it. fresh new thoughts today will always give me a fresh new perspective. And, you know, that's one thing, like, especially when you're talking to family or people who knew you when, right? Like, they really do like bringing up old stuff. And it's like, bruh, I'm a healer in my birth rate, but I'm also not a healer of your trauma and your pain. She is not your savior. He is not your savior. Like, bro, I'm just thinking of that Kendrick song. She is not your savior. He is not your savior. What do you say? Oh my God, Kendrick made you think about it, but he is not your savior, right? So like, nobody else is your savior. No one. The only people keeping you trapped in your constant state of thinking about negative things and thinking about the trauma and thinking about the past and thinking about how this person hurt you and holding on to that resentment is you, and you continuing to go back to the people that continue to perpetuate those cycles and those thoughts, right? And I'm talking to myself too, because I was on the phone with my cousin earlier, and she was talking about the same shit, and it's like, bruh, you know, I had to stop myself, because I was just like, yo, like, in my head, I was just like, okay, like, I don't want to continue to tell these stories. Yes, it happened. Yes, it fucking sucked. Yes, I did not deserve to be treated that way. Yes, whatever. Yes. All the yeses, right? Like, of course, I'm right, you're wrong, rah. But it's like, right, again, the only people perpetuating those things are the people you continue to confide in and continue to speak about the same shit, you know? And again, with not healing family shit, it can be hard, because it's like, okay, we can keep talking about the ways in which our parents did this, our parents did that, and da-da-da. Sometimes it is healthy to talk about it and heal it, but not the same conversations every goddamn time. And, like, that's on me, too. Again, like I said, I'm talking to myself as well. I choose to be self-aware. I choose to understand that I am also still perpetuating those cycles by continuing the conversation and feeling like I have to defend myself in some way. And that's just not the case, right? Like, I can stop those conversations dead in their tracks. And I am intentional about doing my best to not continue those cycles and to not continue those thought patterns, right? It says the universe is big enough to fulfill my every intent. And it says the universal manager, has the ability to bring everyone a vibrational match to what they are giving their attention to. See, without depriving anyone else of what they are wanting. All right, exactly. So like, me not wanting to talk about those things anymore, and the hurt of what happened in the situation and who was involved and this, that, and the third, like, I don't want that, right? Like, I don't want to speak about that anymore. And so instead, what I'm going to do, I'm going to focus on the things I want to speak about, right? Like, I'm going to focus on the storylines I want to tell myself, and it doesn't deprive anyone else of what they're wanting, right? Like, if you want to continue to tell that shit and you want to continue to do whatever, like, that's on you. Like, I do not want to choose to stay in this cycle anymore. And the beef do not bless with the fucking miserable, bro. It doesn't. And it's like, no shade to anybody, like, at all. It's just, they don't. The blessed do not beef with the miserable. Because, again, you're blessed. We're all blessed in our own birthright. It just depends on what you choose to focus on. Okay, and I saw some dude, he was in a wizard hat earlier online. He was talking about how he took acid, walked up a hill with his friends, and then everything was raining, and he like had all his materialistic shit with him, and his stuff was getting wet, and then I guess he just like threw his camera in a field. I mean, his sober friend picked it up. But anyway, the point being is, like, you assign things power, right? Like, you assign things power over your life. So if you don't want it to have so much power over you, stop assigning it power, right? Like, we continue to think about these things over and over and over and over again. Bruh, I'm getting upset just thinking about it, because, again, like, I could have been better in that conversation. But anyway, that's just my personal situation that's happening right now. And again, like, it can be difficult, right? Because, like, you want to be around your family, you want to be around all this stuff, but it's like, bro, it just sometimes... you gotta have your limits, right? Like, you gotta have your limits. It says, I make many decisions and then I make them right. I make many decisions and then I make them right. I like this card. It looks dope, like fall. You know? But yeah, it says your true work in this perfectly balanced universe is to weigh continually your new stimulation of thought against the existing beliefs within you, thereby deciding what you now want. See, yeah, I swear, like, what? Bitch, I am reading straight from the survival scroll. Like, come on. I can't. The message is definitely clear. Like, if you choose to tell yourself the narrative that you were told when you were younger, or you were told all growing up, that shit's on you. You're an adult now. Make a different decision. And I don't mean to be so hard. There's a little tough love here, but you know, again, like, and I'm yelling at myself too. Please, like, please don't get it twisted. I know I keep saying it, but yeah, like, don't get it chopped and screwed. I am definitely talking to myself here, and I need to take note of this reading, because, you know, and don't be so hard on yourself either. Like, I tend to get very hard on myself when I do end up reverting in some way, or like going back to talking about certain shit. But it's, again, like, we are provoked in conversation, and I guess the test in that from the divine is if we choose to focus on what someone's saying, or unless we respond differently, right? So unless we make many decisions and then you make them right. All right, so that's definitely important. One card, please, Spirit. And see, look, I asked one card, this shit's flying everywhere. But yeah, and dude, I've come too far to be around so much negative self-talk, and like, I've cut so many people off for these specific reasons, and it's like, bruh, sometimes that's what you have to do. But you know, it can be so difficult. It can be so difficult, especially when you interact with these people daily, whatever. Like, I don't know if she listens to the channel, whatever the fuck, but yeah, I release all that I owe with my abundance mojo. Hell yeah. When you are cruising through the debt gremlin neighborhood, remember that you will make it out if you keep your wheels whirling. Debt and abundance can either help or hinder you, depending on how you use them. Debt can kickstart abundant businesses, and abundant businesses can fold into debt. Both are extensions of your energy. To fill your life with more abundance, release your attachments to your debts. Repeat, I release all my debt which no longer serves my growth. I allow abundance to flow into my life to support my growth. Put emotions and specificity, God, I don't like that word, into your request. This triggers your subconscious brain to make decisions that will beat down all the debt gremlin mofos and juice your money mojo. And I really like how there's a chain broken at the bottom, right? Because, again, we're breaking chains every day. I don't know if this is supposed to be a money tree. It don't look like no money tree I've ever seen. But yeah, it doesn't make it not a money tree, though. So, again, this has to do largely with perspective and how you're looking at things, right? Because whether we think we can or we think we can't, we're right. Whether we tell ourselves that we are this or that or whatever, we're right. So if we continue to look at ourselves and be like, oh, we're broke, like, I really don't like it when people say, I'm broke, money this, money that. It's like, bro, you can talk about the shit, but it's like, if you continue to dwell in it. What is that book by Joe Dispenza? It's driving me crazy because it's sitting right over there. I just can never remember the title when I need to remember it. But maybe I don't need to remember it right this second. But yeah. So, again, we constantly go back to those thoughts. We constantly trail back to those. Think of everything as like wiring, right? Like, think of your brain as just wiring thoughts like to one another. It's like, okay, you have the core thought of like what your brain is. And again, if we keep wiring those thoughts back to negativity in whatever form, we're not abundant, we're not this, we're not that, we were abused, we were this, we were that, resent this, resent that, resent. What do you think your life is going to be filled with? It's probably a bunch of negative fucking shit, right? Like, no. That's, again, focus on what you do want and not what you don't want, because the universe doesn't listen to want or don't want. It just listens to the core of what you say. So if you say, I use this as an example all the time. You see a cop behind you, you're like, I don't want a ticket, I don't want a ticket, I don't want a ticket, I don't want a ticket. You're not doing anything wrong, but you're thinking so much about the cop pulling you over and not wanting a ticket. And guess what? Guess what you heard? Guess what the universe heard? Guess what you manifested? Like, whoop whoop. That's the sound of the police. Okay, and like, I don't know why I picked this up and started shuffling, but this says astrophyllite and ginkgo. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Star elders, signs and symbols, divine blueprints, a mentee. I don't know what a mentee is, but I like how it has this like temple gate up here and stuff, and this looks wild. Like, this to me, I don't know why I thought of a peacock when I first saw that, and the ginkgo leaves, which is dope. Sick. Yeah, anyway, stop telling yourself negative stuff, okay? Please, with all the love in my heart, I want you to tell yourself positive things because I want you to be abundant. I want you to be fertile in what you're planting in your mind. But again, it all comes back to you and your thought process. Peace.